my name is Selena, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play volleyball. So volleyball is one of those sports, one of the only sports I know how to play. It was a sport that was non-contact, and my parents thought I could play without getting hurt. Turns out that's not the case. I ended up breaking my finger the first day. I also tore my rotator cuff, as well as sprained my knee. So it was not super fun for my parents. I personally enjoyed it a lot. I was a server on my team, so it was just really fun. I enjoyed it. But yeah, for this presentation, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to hit a volleyball, the different ways of hitting a volleyball, the different positions of the game. I'm going to teach you guys how the point system works, as well as some extra cool stuff that you guys can do. So there's a couple different ways to hit a volleyball. The first one is passing. So passing is usually done by the receivers. So to pass, you usually put one hand over the top of another with thumbs on the inside, and you hit the ball with your forearms. Usually, like I said, it's done by the receivers on the back of the court, unless the ball is served over the net more towards the front. But it's never something I was very good at, never something I really did. The next thing you can do is you can set. So the receivers will usually pass to the setters. Setting is something when you make a diamond formation with your hands, you cup the ball over your head, and you will set upwards. You never want to do like my coach always said never to do like a basketball, because we had one girl that she was in basketball, so that's what she would always do with her setting position. But so never do that, but like always make a diamond formation, cup the ball, and guide the ball towards where you want to go. Usually you want to guide the ball towards spikers. So when spiking the ball over the net, you want to generally cup the entire ball with your hand. The more surface area of the ball you have with your hand, the better, and smack the ball down as hard as possible on the other side of the net. It's pretty fun to do, and if you're tall enough to do it, it's really fun. The next thing you do is serving. So there's two ways to serve. You can serve underhand or overhand. Overhand is like a spike, except for spiking down. Instead of spiking down, you spike out and you spike far, get over the net. Underhand, you put the ball on one hand, and with the other hand, you serve under, and the ball goes up. Next is the positions of a volleyball. So there's receivers. Receivers pass the volleyball to the setter most of the time. And they're usually at the back of the court. They don't do a whole lot of other things. Like I said, it's not something that I usually do. And I've always looked up to the receivers because I think that they're amazing for what they do, and it's something I was never able to do. Then there's the setters. So setters will usually set the ball. They will set the ball to the spikers after receiving the ball from the receivers. They are usually at the front of the net, and they can also do a setter dump, which I think is also kind of cool. Then there's the wing spikers. Wing spikers can spike the ball. They'll spike the ball to the other side of the net after the setter's set to them. And then they can also block the other spikers if they want to. That's another thing that is like, I don't know how people can block. It's super cool to me. And then there's liberos. Liberos are like the ultimate receivers. They're usually wearing a different color jersey, which I actually did not know this for the longest time. I always wondered why there's different colored jerseys on the field. The reason for this is because they cannot spike the ball, and they cannot serve the ball for the most part. They can also set the ball, but only from the back line, from behind the back line. So you don't usually see them set the ball either. Next are the servers. So the servers, they just serve the ball, basically. Pinch servers usually are there just to get the team a couple extra points whenever they're behind. So they're the kind of secret little thrown in there thing that a lot of teams will have. And I was a pinch server for the longest time, and it was so fun. It was kind of nerve-wracking to be that thing that was the secret little weapon, but it was always fun. Next is the point system. So since 1998, we've gone by the rally point system, which is basically whenever you serve the ball, if the ball hits the other side of the court, if the ball is out, like whatever, serving the ball does count as a point. So if the ball hits inside the court on the other side after serving, it is your team's point if you're serving. If the ball hits outside of the court, then it is the other team's point. When you are rallying the ball or volleying the ball, depending on if the ball lands on your side of the court inside the bounds, that means that it's the other team's point. If the ball lands on your side of the court outside the bounds, it's your ball. If you hit the ball and it lands on your side of the court outside the bounds, it is the other team's point as well, because it is now, since you touched it, their point. So it's just a really good thing to try and gauge whether the ball is in or out, depending. The tournaments are played in 5 different sets. 4 of the sets are played to 25 points, while the last set is played to 15 points. Normal games are usually 3 sets though, all to 25 points depending. And then both teams, if they're at 4 points by the end, and the teams need 2 points to win. So it's kind of like ping pong. The extra cool stuff is basically there's a rotation system, so all the teams rotate. The libero will usually rotate in and out, so that's really cool. You can have different kind of combos almost, so like the pass, set, spike combo. You can also have different types of styles, so you can have like a setter dump, or you can have a straight line shot with a spike, or you can have a sky ball when you're serving. So there's a whole bunch of different styles you can kind of throw in there. And like I said, there's also in and out of bounds, so you can try and serve as close to out of bounds and kind of take that risk if you want to, just to throw the other team off. And then of course there's touching the net. Trying to not touch the net while you're spiking is so hard. So in conclusion, we learned how to hit a volleyball, we learned the different positions of volleyball, we learned the point systems, and then we also learned some extra kind of cool stuff that you can throw in there.